Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Harley Davidson Roadster 1200. But this is not a stock motorcycle because it gets a grade 2 titanium exhaust, and you can see the exhaust looks absolutely mind-bogglingly phenomenal. Just look at it. Wow. This is a work of art. And what does it do to the performance? Well, this has been made by DNO Motorsports and I'm right now there at the workshop. Yeah, I cannot give you a sneak peek of what's happening inside because there's some secret project happening for sure. But we're going to do a quick walk around and a quick ride of this motorcycle. Obviously, it's a Harley, so it uses a belt drive and it uses Harley Davidson tires as well. Not that I really care about the size of the tires because I know they're Harley tires, so they're not going to offer much grip. But 150/70 18s at the rear and dual shocks too. See the way the number plate has been put? That's kind of weird. Actually, this opens. Yeah, this should open. That is quite cool. There's a light placement there so that you can see in night what's there on the number plate. And I like how the pegs have this finishing, but they are a little front set, not very comfy. Seat height is not great either, but the seat has this sort of finishing which kind of holds you. Pillion is not welcome on this motorcycle at all, and the tank also looks nice and beautiful. I like the cap of the tank too. It's very nice, very weird, very different too. That's the crash guard of this motorcycle, and the front tire obviously is smaller in terms of size, but I can't see the size from there. And look at me not doing any research before starting a vlog. That's kind of disappointing. Now these are Dunlop tires with Harley Davidson branding, of course. 120/70 19s up front, dual discs too, and there's a reflector here. The light will remind you of other Harley motorcycles as well, but there's the Harley Davidson logo right there. And the mirrors have a nice design, but unfortunately the mirrors don't offer you a good view of what's behind. Typical Harley Davidson switchgear, which means that this is the horn button. This is to go through the instrument cluster. This is for the indicator, the left one. This is for the right indicator. This is the engine kill switch, this is to engine start button, and this is the hazard light switch. Now I have to turn all the way around in order to turn on this motorcycle because the ignition key goes here, which Dhanil has taken and ran away. Go Karuna, go. Here we go. And I have a penchant of breaking keys as seen on, if you put the key so that a Hayabusa does not happen again. See, it doesn't go in smoothly. What did you do with the key? Is this the right key? Is it the Dominar key?
This is the Harley Davidson key.
Okay. And why is it not going inside?
Because
finally, if I had put it and brake on it, then he would say that I had done it. But no, it's his fault entirely. That is the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster is so small. It's so small. It is the size of it can be measured by a micrometer screw gauge or a vernier caliper. That's how small the instrument cluster is. You got a tachometer analog. Everything else is digital. You can't really see the speed. There's an odometer, and you can browse through this by pressing this button. So yeah, trip meters, twin trip meters, and that's a clock too. No, that's a digital tachometer. There's no gear position indicator. There is no clock either. I like how this has been done. The front brake master cylinder, which is kind of cool. And adjustable levers are something which should be offered on a motorcycle this pricey. Okay, you sit kind of far behind, but the tank actually takes a large section, and there is the V-twin motor, which definitely looks really nice. But what really catches your eye is this exhaust. It is so freaking good in terms of appearance. It also changes its color based on how much heat it's gathered, which again makes it look even more amazing. Yeah, so you can call it the dynamic exhaust. Bike is a little dirty, so forgive me for that at the moment. I'll show you the front lights too. This is the light. Yeah, it's a halogen unit, but honestly, who really cares how a Harley looks? Because everybody cares how it sounds, and thankfully this one sounds like an absolute rocket ship. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn on the motorcycle, which means that Dhanil, if you could come and turn on the motorcycle, because one hand on the camera, the other hand on the clutch. Oh my god, this is so loud. Rev it. Alright, it's time to, 1 second, can you hold the clutch? So what you're going to do is, I'm going to make you hear how the bike sounds. And that is super loud. Let's get riding right away. Alright, we are riding a Harley Davidson Roadster 1200, and my goodness, I am wondering why I don't have to be on the throttle at all, because this motorcycle is able to idle and move ahead without even getting on the gas. You know why? All thanks to the exhaust on this motorcycle, which obviously I showed you in the walk around. but the result is that this exhaust has removed all sorts of vibrations. I can't feel any vibes whatsoever. It's become so smooth, so refined, unbelievably smooth. My goodness, a Harley Davidson without any sorts of vibrations. Well, that was a dream. Well, dream no more. Okay, ride is on the stiffer side. The suspension travel of this Harley is more than what we see in Harley motorcycles, but still quite less when you compare it in isolation to other motorcycles. That is, oh my god, what a sound. Clutch is super heavy and the peg positioning is at the front, so that's not very ergonomically sound as such. And I'm gonna just shut my helmet visor right now. Smooth, this motorcycle is smooth. You just ride the torque curve thanks to the design of the seat. When you get hard into the gas, there's no problem as such because it's all of a sudden able to support you. Oh my god, the pull is super nice. The brakes could have been better in terms of stopping power.
Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes.
But then Harley Davidson has always almost offered unusually poor brakes, which is the same case with this motorcycle as well. I love the grunt. I love the grunt. Okay, this is a 1200cc V-twin motor. What does it produce in stock form? Harley does not tell you what is the power of its motorcycles. Yeah, that's right. Harley never tells you what's the power of its motorcycles. It only tells you the torque. The claimed torque output is 96 Newton meters, which means that this motorcycle has a lot of oomph, producing 96 Newton meters at around 4000 RPM. It doesn't rev high because it's a cruiser motorcycle at the end of the day. Let's do one thing. Let's try and take a U-turn, which is going to be significant effort considering this is an extremely heavy motorcycle and you can feel the weight. So here we go. Time for a U-turn. The problem is the peg positioning is so bad that I have no freaking confidence to take a U-turn right now. Okay, I'll be honest, I was riding the Dominar 250 earlier, which was heavy, but this is another heaviness entirely. So loud in a good way, yet super smooth. We dynoed this motorcycle. It was producing around 56 horsepower, and then after the exhaust it was producing 65 or 66 horsepower, which is a gain of almost 9 to 10 horsepower just by the titanium exhaust, which is honestly a very good improvement. The torque output has gone up from 83 Newton meters to 92 Newton meters. Again, an uptick of almost 9 Newton meters. Here it is into first gear, and here we go. 6,000 RPM is where it redlines. And the fuel economy of this machine should be around 18 to 22 kilometers per liter, which isn't bad considering it's a big engine motorcycle. So as you can see, this Harley Davidson motorcycle, which I honestly feel is quite average, has become so much better with just the change of an exhaust. A good exhaust can really do wonders, and the one from D&O Motorsports has really made this motorcycle so much more smoother, faster, and sound beautiful as well. Every time you thrust on the accelerator, rather on your right wrist, you can feel it. You can feel the added grunt. You can feel the enthusiasm. You can feel how it just wants to lunge ahead and not stop at all. The punch, the oomph, all of that is just sensational. Now I'll take a U-turn from here itself because it's kind of raining right now, and kind of it's going to rain any moment. One doesn't hit as much, but then the temperature is also cool at the moment, which is actually a very nice thing. Oh, the rumble, so sweet, sounds really nice. What a sound, absolutely brilliant. I hope the mic is doing justice to the sound, but in person the sound is just absolutely mind-boggling. I've never heard a Harley motorcycle sound so good and be so refined as well, and because there's so much torque on offer. In fact, the torque output now comes in 200 RPM lower. Yeah, 200 RPM earlier is when the peak torque peaks. Yeah, the peak torque peaks is the same thing, which means this is motorcycle just feels so much eager somehow. Overspeed breakers, not a problem. The seat could have been designed better. There is this dog who wants to run without any reason whatsoever, and there's this dog who will want to run for sure. False neutral is a Harley thing, of course. Well, the dog does not like the sound of this Harley probably, But then dogs don't like the sound of automobiles at all. They just like refinement, which this motorcycle is offering so much better than Harley. I wonder why Harley can't give us non-vibe motorcycles. Of course, they will say it's the feeling on the bike. But then cost cutting has been done by Harley on a lot of its motorcycles. And this one, well, feels better than the rest for sure. Like the Street 750, which I wasn't impressed with, honestly. Although now it's got better brakes. That should have been the case since day one. Let's not digress. You can't see much of what's around you because the mirrors are on the smaller side. And thankfully, the tank size is decent. It's, I think, 12 or 13 liters. Earlier models on which actually this motorcycle is based on had a small 7.9 liter fuel tank. And the price of this machine, rupees 13 lakhs. So guys, I hope you like this vlog. Now the problem is that I have to go through one of the biggest hurdles in my life, which is crossing this massive puddle. And ground clearance is decent. It's not that great, but bigger than the ground clearance issue is the problem of this motorcycle just feeling a handful to ride at city speeds. And on that rather disappointment, it's time to end. Bye bye. That's the man who's made the exhaust. Tane roll bande?
चालू है